Missladypetal here, and I'm just doing a vlog for this week. And it's been a big week again, as big weeks go. I've been doing a lot of filming for journaling Krazy Island style this week. I'm trying to get all of my lessons done before I start university in July, so that I can clear my schedule and I don't have that additional need to meet deadlines when I'm trying to meet university deadlines. So it's hard. Some of the lessons are big and really in depth and awesome. I have released my first set of stencils. These are looking a little bit black, but here's the stencils for those of you that kind of want to get the size of the stencil. They're about the size of a page, so if I get a page up here, there you go, you see they're about half the size of an A4 page, cut in half, because we buy these Mylar stencils in this size and then we cut them down to this size. So you can see that there's two on there. So there's a little one which I used in my Bible art journal, and then there's the big one, and they come in, you know, these very funky plastic bags, so they're all protected, but they're actually really quite durable, and I've used them quite a bit in this last week. So yes, we're going full steam ahead. I actually don't have too many left in stock. It was just an initial dabble, but one thing that I'm going to be doing, but this won't be until June, is I'm going to get my own commercial stencil cutting machine. It's something I've thought about doing for a really long time. I have a lot of different designs, and I'm looking at doing designs for Bible art journaling, so designing a whole bunch of stencils that are like bookmark stencils, I'll call them. And I like the idea that you can like bookmark them in your journal and then go and just pop them in without a lot of fuss into the side of your art journal Bible, which is an awesome thought. And you can mix and match that kind of thing, and I have yet to determine how many I'll fit on one of these sheets, but I think there'll be quite a few. From my thoughts, I will fit probably 6 different ones on the one sheet, and that one sheet will be really economical to buy, because you know, you'll be able to buy it in a full sheet with 6 designs, or you'll be able to buy individual designs. And that's coming up in June. I won't take delivery of it because the big machine comes from Western Australia, which is further away from me than, say, New Zealand is. So yes, a long way away. But the lady who sells them's coming to the Brisbane Scrapbooking Expo in June, and she's offered Jo, her name's Jo, she's awesome. She's offered to give me a complete demonstration on this model and in my own home, and help me set it up so that I get the whole thing working. And it's going to be set up on what used to be my watercolor table, but now I find that I do most of my watercolors here in this studio on my desk here. I just clear the desk and I make sure that I do my watercolors there, and I don't have a need for that. It tends to just gather rubbish. People dump rubbish on it, so I need to give it a dedicated purpose. So I've organized all my twigs. You can see that little cylinder behind me, so my twig stencils twigs are all in that sort of vasey thing now. They were laid out on the desk and causing everyone a lot of grief and whatever, but I've now put them up and they're kind of reasonably artfully arranged on my table. Yay! They look good. They fit under the ceiling because some of them are really tall. And they're not bothering me anymore. Yay! What else have I been doing this week? I've been designing sticker sheets. So I've got these like awesome sticker sheets that I've been designing with some of my faces and designs on my little stencil Bible girls there. I really love the really fine print that comes out with that round kind of sticker. It looks really cute, and look, the stickers are much bigger, I think. I'm just having a look at some of the designs. I used the Avery software, but some of them didn't work out quite as well as what I would have liked, I think. But I love them. They look really sweet. And I'm thinking about including randomly some of those with some of my Etsy, you know, purchases. So you might get a cute little sticker in the mail when you purchase things out of my Etsy store. I am looking at expanding the Etsy store. I have a lot of ideas for stencils, and I'm very much into that, you know, the positive and negative image. I think too often we get kind of almost misled. You know, we buy a mask and we're hoping it'll do such and such, and it doesn't. What we're really wanting is the stencil. Or what we really want is both. So we want the stencil to give us some detail or to give us the outline, and then we want the mask to put all the features in later, or, you know, like a two-step kind of process for stencils. And I love the fact that, say, like we did on this stencil, where you've got the image and you've got the larger image, which is the original image. And this girl, like, for a stencil face, she's quite large. Like, she's larger than, say, a full 12 by 12 face for a Prima stencil with a Jamie Doherty girl. The reason I did that is because I've designed her for my Brave Girl workshops. And I've left the top of her head off, and I've only just put in the first little bit of a neck. Now, the reason for that is to give versatility. You can do straight hair, you can do curly hair, you can do short hair, long hair, you can do whatever you like. Like, you can give her hair like me, you can give her hair like you can put a hat on her, you can do whatever you like. You can put flowers there instead. I'm really into putting like a whole garden on top of girls' heads at the moment. And twigs and, yeah, all sorts of things. And it's one of those things where I like the versatility. If I'm going to use a stencil, and I've got a couple of stencil sets for faces that I use occasionally, but the thing that I don't like about them is that they are limiting. They are generally reasonably limiting, or the features are not the sort of features that I necessarily want to ink in. I try and keep my outlines quite thin because I want it to look like you've drawn the girl. I don't want it to look like ostensibly like it's a stencil. I want you to be able to create a piece of work that's not obviously a stencil from that image, and it's to help you along the way. If you are too lazy to draw a girl, if you haven't started doing that yet but you'd like to do that, that's kind of along the lines of where I'm going with that particular project. But I have other girls' faces of mine that people will say, look, you should have your own stencil range. I'll be bringing them out, but I'm going to wait until I get my own machine with my own software and I can design the stencils, because with every stencil set I want to create a smaller stencil set if it's suitable for Bible journaling and those sorts of pursuits, because I really think that we need to have some resources for us to extend our creative pursuits with our Bible art journaling, and being able to channel our creativity in smaller journals that might be, say, our Sermon Notes journal. And I have a challenge coming up later in the year with His Kingdom Come, where I'll be teaching you my process for doing sermon journal notes, and I'll give you you know, a short lesson on that. And I love Andrea Gamol's latest one. I've started doing it. I'm doing it a little bit different though, and I like the fact that I'm doing it a bit different. I was looking at a different verse at the time when I saw her video, and she's doing Dear, and that's one of the favourite sort of verses that I used to sing as a chorus when I was really, really young. As the deer panteth for the water, so my soul longeth after thee. And it was one of those things that I used to sing a lot when I was young, and it's sort of brought back a lot of memories for me. But I really am going down the path of doing something a little bit different, so I will unveil that. And I am working big, but because I'm working so hard on a whole bunch of other projects at the moment, I'm kind of half there. I've drawn it, I've done the background, I've done the first layer on the flowers that I'm doing in it, but I haven't done anything else, and I need to be able to take some time. It's a long weekend this weekend over here for our Anzac or Memorial Remembrance Day, you know, our Anzac Day where we honour our servicemen and women who've died and given their lives in war for our country so that we have the freedoms. And I should stop saying I swear I hate it when people say all the time, and I'm doing it because I'm trying to, you know, we do it when we're trying to think of what are we going to say next, and I'm shocked I'm just as bad. And it's one of my own pet hates, so I'm going to stop doing that. But I'm organising, trying to get some of that time to do that over the Anzac Day weekend. And we have, like, this year we have like a 3-day weekend. It's Saturday today, and like I'm a day ahead. And if only I knew who would win the lotto in the States, you know, or something like that, I'd probably make lots of money with that. But I don't. I really enjoyed the Periscope Spread the Word hop last week. It was absolutely awesome. I got my preachy voice on and did that. It was fun. And those events are really, really good. I know, thank you Susan Hiles, you organised that whole blog hop thing around me, and look, I want to do another one. Like, it was really, really great, and I'd love to do it again. I've got a lot of things going on that I'm sharing, and I haven't, to be honest, done a lot of Bible art journaling. I am too busy teaching art and doing other lessons, and even in the Bible art journaling space, I haven't done that many pages because just finding the time to do that kind of thing, and my sermon journal notes and my feelings journal and my portraiture course and teaching all my lessons and classes every week and my art therapy practice, it is, you know, full on. And then I'm going to add uni into that as well. Like, that's why I need to get those big, you know, journaling Crazy Island style lessons done, because they sometimes, you know, get away from me. And as I was saying on social media this morning with my fellow teacher Gina Aarons, who's just completed doing her whole year's worth, I said I was faffing around, and faffing is the most amazing word. I got that when Tamara Laporte was over in Australia, and she was going, I need to just faff around with it a little bit more, and faffing was the word of the weekend. And I've taken it on board, faffing around. Yay, I faff around too much, and I like all the little tiny details and the little bits and pieces, because I think that's what kind of makes a piece, and that's the way it goes. But sometimes it just takes a lot of time, and I think to myself, should I fast forward with the faffing around, or should I, you know, let people see me and enjoy, or at least watch, or have the opportunity to fast forward or skip, you know, or watch it. So I vacillate between the, do I put the faffing in or do I take the faffing out or whatever. Particularly lately when I had, I think, my longest lesson yet, where I did a whopping 6 parts to a series. And I'm doing Lifebook this year, and there's been 1 or 2 lessons that have been 6 chapters long, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so exhausted by the end of that. And yet I'm doing it. No, I'm doing it. So I'm trying to keep some of them a lot shorter because it's just insane. And, you know, I think sometimes too it scares students away. But another thing that I had on this week was the Pride of Workmanship Awards. So our Rotary Club in Loganholme hosted the Pride of Workmanship Awards, and I helped out for that, and it was really cool this week, and I had lots of fun. And I just really enjoyed that process. I'm looking now to join with Logan Rotary, and we'll see if anyone from Rotary watches these, to put together hopefully a project where we put on collectively an art show for Canefields Clubhouse where I teach, And the theme of that art show will be mentally ill, or mental illness, or challenges that face people with a mental illness. And I love the stories that can be told through that. And I'm currently curating pieces and teaching and helping people finalise getting that together for a small exhibition at the Logan Arts Centre. The Logan Entertainment Centre will be doing a big exhibition, and we need a minimum of 10 pieces. So I will be working with some of the members there to get those up and running, and I'm working them and, you know, cracking the whip. Cracking the whip during paint class, because paint class is where we focus on, you know, works that could develop into our fine art, and I like that idea, and we enjoy that time where we just focus on painting, and it's not focused, it's, you know, whatever technique I get to coach individually the people that are in that class as they're working on different things. And I tell you what, I love the different imagination that comes out as some of the members are just playing around and they're experimenting with their supplies, and they're just playing around and they're working through things, and they're trying to really create things that are really cool, and they stumble upon a particular style that's just so them, and they work hard at it and they do really, really well with it. And I'm really enjoying that kind of mentoring and teaching process, and that, you know, is very rewarding. I think some of the aspects of what I do now in the arts industry is very rewarding, giving back and helping people find their feet and find a talent they didn't know they possessed. So the other thing that I've got coming up that I filmed and I just have to upload is the Artful Life subscription box, mixed media product subscription box for April. And I tell you what, I would show you the Holbein oil pastels, but they're sitting under my camera holding it up at the moment, so I can't do that. But oh my goodness, having worked with mainly, I would say only student oil pastels up to now, I've not really been really fussed on them. The Holbeins are a different class, and the price would indicate yes, they are. They are incredibly expensive, but my goodness, I just want to paint with them, because I don't like the toxicity of oil paint when I paint with oil paint, but I love working with the oil pastels because they don't give off toxic fumes and things like that. So yes, and I can hear my cat just getting in there. My cat getting up on the bench. Either that or it's a teenager foraging in the fridge. It's probably the teenager foraging in the fridge. Can you hear it? No, I can't either. So now they're being really quiet because they're probably listening to me blogging. I often find that they listen to me blog and then they do naughty things. But even the cats are staying away today. I think they're curled up in the sun somewhere. And you can probably hear one of my sons gaming in the background. Be quiet! I know, shocking, isn't it? Anyway, I think that's it for me for this week. It's been a big week this week. I've had lots of conversations, done lots of things. Managed to get myself a parking ticket. Don't you hate that? Parking ticket. Well, I was in a planning meeting, sorting out Brave Girls courses, planning, budgeting. The Art Journal Club, Logan Women's are going to be doing an Art Journal Club. It's a night class that's once a month. There's a small cost involved, but you need to get your own journal. So if any of you from Logan Women's subscribe to this channel and they're watching me, you can contact me I have my contact details on the bottom of all my videos, and you can see what I recommend as a good art journal starter kit. Anyway, that's enough for me from now for this week. Ciao for now, and I hope to see you soon. Learn something new today. It keeps you young.